So today we're going to be taking a live look at the TubeTrack fence line monitoring software. And so at the beginning of a project, we'll issue everybody usernames and temporary passwords. And so this is the login screen. So I'll go ahead and log in. And once you log in, you'll go right into your latest 2-week sampling event. So this is sampling event number 1, and we have 12 fake sets of data in here. This is a representative facility, and none of these values are real. So what you're seeing, each one of these dots is a monitoring location, a tube shelter with the corresponding benzene value. You can see that's 0.91 micrograms per cubic meter at station 6. You have a 0.81 micrograms per cubic meter at station 12. So it gives you that quick look at what's happening across my facility. Over here, the color scale that you see here is anything below 0.9 micrograms per cubic meter shows up in green. Anything up to 9 micrograms per cubic meter will show up in yellow, and anything above that shows up in red. Depending on what your values are, we can set these color scales at different values. So this one goes from 0 to 2, and what that does is it just gives you some color contrast so you can pick up trends and help you visually see where your higher values are. So what you're seeing over here is the 2-week MET data and 2-week wind data, 2-week wind profile. And why that's important is we automate that MET data feed. So that's important for a couple of reasons. One, the laboratory needs your MET data to run the samples, and also we have helpful feature in here called directional VOC, where we take your benzene accumulation onto this tube shelter over time, the time-weighted average of it, combined with the wind data from those time periods, and it will give you an indication of where it thinks the benzene values are coming from. So this has been really helpful. It's just a way to statistically look at your benzene values over time with your wind data, and give you that first hint of, okay, we think it's coming from over here or over there. And that's been very helpful to our clients. So that's something that automatically populates the dashboard on a bi-weekly event. So next we'll go over to the charts. So let me go ahead and click on the heat map. So the heat map is one of my favorite views. So this is all your benzene values, and again, if you have multiple compounds, that can populate here as well, but this is just for one compound. So across the top you have all your sampling periods, and then across the side here, these are all your monitoring locations. So, and then each one of these squares is a benzene value. So if I click on this square here, you see that populates. If I click over here, that's 8.4 micrograms per cubic meter, and then again 12.6. I have an anomaly down here at 4.11. So you can double click on these, go right to the dashboard, and see what was happening at that location. So it's a quick look at where the high values are at my facility and what that means. You can see station 1 and 2. That's kind of an area where you see a little bit more color, so maybe I want to take a look at that. We also track your delta C, your rolling average. So this is important because when Eurofins or your laboratory uploads your results, we'll kick out notifications. If your delta C goes over this 9 micrograms per cubic meter, we're definitely going to kick you a notification. But if you want to be notified if you get values above a certain level, there's certain thresholds that you want to keep track of and be notified of. Once your lab reports are issued, we can definitely do that as well. So this is very helpful. Over here you can look at the line plot of a particular monitoring location if you wanted to. You could click them all on if you wanted to. This one is your max benzene value for that sampling period, and the other blue line is your average of all your benzene values. And then again, we can track multiple compounds here as well. So the last section that I'll cover is kind of the nitty-gritty data storage section. So when you're using TubeTrack Field, this is all the information that you're generating. So this goes down into the tube serial number that was at that monitoring location, station number 5, what type of sample it was it a sample, a duplicate, a field blank. All these dates and times are fake, but for demo purposes. But here's where your benzene values would populate, and any other compound values would populate. Your lab report's available here as well. So it really ties everything together nicely, and this is very similar to the TubeTrack lab interface that the laboratory uses to upload your sampling results. So it it really streamlines the process. If you're using TubeTrack Field, that automates and digitizes everything in the field, and then we wanted to automate and digitize the laboratory side too, so it makes it easier for them and kind of makes the information available when you need it and makes you notified of when things need to be addressed. So that's about it for now. If you ever have any questions about TubeTrack, feel free to email solutions@camsco.com or give us a call at 800-448-9057. Thank you very much for your time.